All right, what's up, snowflakes? My name is Joel. I am the product manager for Blizzard Lighting, and today we're going to go through Lucid DMX software, kind of more of an update from our previous tutorials that we've had. And so we're going to try to make this as easy as possible for everybody and go through all the basics, and then maybe get into some other more advanced user stuff. So part one, we're going to go through all the buttons on top, as well as the menu buttons, and then also how to patch a fixture. So we'll get right into it. All right, up here we have our tools, which are going to give you all of your tools that you're going to use throughout setting it up. You got your configuration, which with your hardware, when you have your dongle USB into your computer, it should pop up here and it knows. You got your tools, which will allow you to adjust those settings with the dongle. General settings, pretty easy stuff. And then your BPM keyboard and MIDI controls, and reset the Windows position. Triggering, that's if you're doing MIDI sound as well. You can control your sound, your BPMs. You got your signal here. You can sync it, disable live fade, all that good stuff. Remote, your easy remote is actually something pretty cool in regards to being able to use it like on a smartphone or internet device. You can have your buttons available right then and there versus having to use a computer, as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi connection. So let's go back to tools. We got patch, 3D window, RGB fast buttons, standalone, scan library, DMX level, your sliders, direct DMX in patch, disable scene update, program in blind mode, and import scene. All right, so your patch screen, of course, it's where you're going to patch your fixtures. We'll get into that in just a second. Your 3D viewer window, that's going to be for your ability to essentially program a show, at least on a basic level, and be able to see it kind of in action before you actually are in your setup and when you're within the arena that you're going to be in. So it's pretty cool. It actually works pretty well. Your RGB fast access buttons, it just gives you a color palette to be able to choose from, and automatically will set up your color on this side and just make it a little bit quicker for you versus trying to set up individual color scenes. Standalone, that is designed for your dongle within Lucid. Well, at least the 180 IQ is the blue dongle, not the white one. It does come with a memory card, SD card that you can insert into it, and then you can create your cues and your sequences, put them on standalone, and then actually just use the dongle to control your show versus actually using the full DMX software. So if you're doing very simple setups with some simple power cans or anything, just easy stuff that you have that you can pre-program, you're able to just use a dongle if need be. Your sliders are pretty self-explanatory. Within Lucid, sliders are, they're going to work as sliders, but what I'll show you in a second is with Lucid and all of the very colorful and very visual enhancing presets that they have built into it and controls, it just makes it a lot easier to use that. Your scan library, that is going to be your fixture editor. So when you need to create a new profile or adjust a profile, you can do it in here, and that will be a separate video here. I'll do a video just on that, so we won't get into that right this second. Your DMX level, it just shows more of a graphic setup of your actual channels. Direct DMX in patch, or direct DMX in patch, is just where you're going to start and where you're coming out of and all that type of stuff. Pretty simple. Disable scene update, you don't want to disable that because then you're not going to be able to adjust your scenes after you create them. Program in blind mode. It has to do with the 3D viewer, if you're using it or not using it. And then import scene is just if you're transferring a file from another computer, that say you created a full file on a different computer using Lucid, but you're using it at a show on a different computer, you can import the scene. You should go through this and then import it properly, and it should bring up everything that you need. All right. So we're going to go up to Start, Open. I already have one that is preset. And let's see here, Video Record, Open. All right. So what I did is I patched 5 RGB pucks. Of course, Blizzard lighting. The way I did that is I went into Patch. I've got my universe here. You can with the 180, you can have up to 3 universes. With the 140 IQ, you can only have 1 universe, and that is the major difference between the two. Plus the ability to use the SD card and use the 180 in an easier standby mode. Or standalone mode, apologize. All right, so what we did here is I scroll down to, as you can tell, you have a lot of fixtures in here and a lot of different companies as well. All right. Of course, I'm going to go to Blizzard. We're going to go to the puck RGB, which is right there. You can tell that it's going to automatically direct me to channel 31 because that's the next available channel that's open, because I already have 5 that are patched. But you can also patch more if you like. And under the multiple profiles, you can tell if there's multiple profiles. So if it's a 3-channel mode, that's one of the settings, and there's like this one is a 6-channel mode, which is number 1. If it's a fixture, like a moving head fixture, that's got 3, short mode, intermediate mode, and an extended mode, then you can have whatever your little heart desires in regards to the features that you want to using it via the DMX software. So if you want your full options available, then of course you use your extended mode, but it's going to take up more channels. And sometimes you have to worry about if you're going to hit that 512 mark, if you're going to run out of a universe. So, but in this situation, we're going to make it nice and easy. So the puck RGB, we're in 6-channel mode, and we're not going to do the 3-channel mode, which is the second profile there. So in this situation, I can either drag and bring it over if I wanted to patch another one, or I can hit patch. And again, that would automatically start on 31. If you have nothing in here, of course, that's going to start on 1. All right, so right now we have 5. That's good to go. I'm going to hit OK. So now here's my 5. Usually they will appear right here. And so I usually tend to highlight them all, move them. And you can also set them up, say, however you maybe have your setup on your stage or your dance floor or whatever the case may be. You can set them up however you like. You can make them into a group if you'd like. In this situation, we don't need to do that. But if you've got multiple other fixtures, you can make them all one group, so that if you want to hit a group button, then it selects them all as one, versus having to select them all individually every time you want to use all of them. Okay, so here is your color palette. You've got your up and down fader here to turn on that color. This is not necessarily only the dimmer. A lot of times you have to turn on the dimmer as well. Okay, so you've got your dimmer there. And you've got your color palette. You can change whatever color you're looking to achieve, at least with RGB. You've got your shutter, which is your strobe, and your built-in macros. So with the RGB fast access buttons, what I wanted to show you here is, if you want red, as you can tell, the color palette goes to red. If you want green, it's going to go to green. Blue. If you want magenta, it's going to go to it's going to find that automatically for you because it's already built in. So it's pretty cool. Looking for that dark purple, it's going to tell you 76 red, 153 blue. So it's pretty cool. Okay, well, I'm going to make that nice and easy for you. So that's how you patch a fixture, and a little quick overview of all of the functions of what Lucid will be able to do for you. The next one, we'll go through actually programming some scenes and some sequences, and then go from there. All right, see you in a bit. All right, so we are back. We've got our 5 fixtures here. Let's go ahead and create a scene. So what's really nice, you can adjust or rename all of these, which is very, very cool. So if you've got multiple fixtures, you can actually rename them and individually program them. So right now, I want my Q1. I'm going to make sure that all those are going to be the puck RGB. So now what I can do is I can take this Q, and as I add more different fixtures in, I can always select this, and I can create cues and sequences just for this, and then add those individually to programs that I want under the live section. See how it says. So everything for my puck RGB will be under here, and then this would be a different fixture, this would be a different fixture, and I can create sequences for each one and then just select them together if I wanted to. But we'll get into that after we program some things. For right now, I don't want to confuse you guys, so I'm going to delete that, and actually I'm going to rename this properly. The puck RGB. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to select our fixtures. We're going to change the color. Let's just say we'll do blue. Our dimmer is up. And now whatever scene you are in currently, that's what's actually being programmed. So now if I hit plus right here and I add a scene, and then I go ahead and change it, and I go back, it's going to change it back to blue because it automatically saves it. So then this one I want to be magenta. I'm going to add a scene. We're going to this one green. Add a scene. We'll make this one orange. And finally yellow. So now we have blue, magenta, green, orange, and yellow. You can also see it happen automatically if you hit the play button. If you had your fixture actually connected, it's going to automatically play for you through your fixture. So that's sequence 1. You can also then create another sequence of what you wanted to do individually. Since this is just a RGB fixture, we're going to leave it simple at that. So that's all there is to it. You've now created your first sequence with different colors, just using something simple as the puck RGB. So now going over to the live page, you have your puck RGB sequence right here. All you would do is click it once, and it's going to go through that color scheme that you just created. So it'll just continue repeating itself unless you take off the loop feature, which you just do by right-clicking on that and controlling what you want it to do. You can either go by number of loops, you can go by time, or if you are actually setting up to the music, then you can do that as well. Okay. Now let's add another sequence here, and we're going to do some strobe effects on this one. So we're going to add, and I understand that this says sequence, cue, cue list, but yet this says cue, sequence, and scene. There really is no explanation for that. That is created by the developer. And unfortunately, it's just a matter of just getting used to it. It's just like any software out there that always has its little quirks. But really, when I say sequence, I mean this, and when I say scene, I mean this over here. So not this sequence. Okay, so when I say create a new sequence, we're going to create a new sequence right here. Again, it puts all your levels at 0 and gives you, starts back at scene 1. So again, we're going to create a strobe effect. So let's keep it on white. It automatically sets that for you. Turn all that on. Turn your dimmer all the way up. And now all your fixtures should be white. We're going to turn on the strobe. Starts with a slow strobe in most cases. So that's going to be scene 1. Turn it back. Okay, so 128. So let's add another scene. We'll turn it up a little bit faster. Add another scene. A little bit faster. And then all the way up. So now you've got 4 different scenes with different strobes. Now, this is going to create, so we go back to the live page, it's going to create that whole sequence. It's automatically going to go through those 4 steps every time. If you wanted those to all be separate, you'd have to create different sequences. So then you would add another sequence and say you want sequence 2 to be a fast strobe and sequence 3 to be a slow strobe. You would just program that in there. So get rid of the fast strobes here, or slow strobes, whatever you'd like, and make sequence 3 the opposite. And that's really all there is to it. I mean, it's very easy. Lucid makes this very easy to create scenes and sequences, far easier than any other software program that I've seen in regards to lighting. So what's really nice too is if you have you want control over each one individually here of your scenes for that particular sequence, you can control the fade and the hold time here. So you don't just have to, it's not just going to go, every second, boom, 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 it's going to change. If you want to make that change every, 10 seconds, then you're going to go back here, hit 1, 0. Maybe if I have my number lock on, that would work. There we go. So now it's going to change every 10 seconds. And then you'd go to this one and change it every 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds, then your scene will change just by clicking the one button. If you have like a slow dance and you want it just to change easily, then now it's all set to 10 seconds apiece. Okay. So again, there's your live scenes. And if you wanted them to go through all 3 of them, you could actually just press that one button and set these to loop option, say number of 1 loop, number of loops 1, and then do the same thing for these, hit OK, same thing for these, hit OK. So that if you hit this, it's going to go through each one, and it's going to go through each 10 seconds in this case, and then it'll change to the next one. Whatever you program it in here, it'll do on the live screen for you. If you want to get rid of a fixture, you would just hit the X, you highlight your fixture here and then hit the X. You can select all fixtures, you can deselect all fixtures, you can reset positions, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can select a group. So again, for that group factor, you can select this here. So we're going to group this as 1. As you see now. So now that's group 1. I right-clicked on that, by the way. So now group 1 is all 5 RGBs. So I just did that again by highlighting it, going to group. This would be group 2. If I would right-click, it would be as I see now. And then that would turn into group 2. Okay, so you've officially created sequences and scenes, control over your very, very visually enhancing presets that Lucid gives you versus just sliders, and you know how to activate your sequences from your live screen as well. So in the next one, we'll do a dedication to creating a fixture profile, and that'll be probably the most interesting one, and as well as it might take you a couple times to watch it, but it's really not too bad. And I'll try to go through it as easy as possible. So we'll see you guys in a little bit.